Yellow.
Mellow.
Welcome to Janae and Chels. I'm Janae.
And I'm Chels.
Alright, and today we are back with the finale of the first two parts we've had the last episode.
Today I can sleep. Today I
Have
will
you
sleep.
been sleeping? Because if you tell me that you've been sleeping, then I will never believe you again.
I have not.
How bloodshot like as your eyes right now? Your eyes need to be red, like purple at this point. It shouldn't even be bloodshot. It should be purple shot because the blood then oxidize somehow.
I'm lucky. I don't get that. I just get
Oh,
like the abysses of hell under my eyes. Yeah.
okay. So those bags better be drooping. They better be ready to go to the grocery store.
They be carrying me. I don't carry the bags. They've been carrying me. That's how
Oh,
heavy.
right. And
I'm
that's
ready for this
okay. All
story.
right. Well, let's get into it. I mean, all right. So we have the part three of the story that we had last week
Yay.
about the lady that keeps seeing people hiding their faces, and then Chelsea's gonna have another revenge story or my asshole. So we have to find out which one it is when it gets to her part.
I like to keep you in
And
the dark.
now, you know you love it. It's a little revenge for me keeping you in the dark for a whole
Yeah.
bad. I think I still win. I still win. All right, let's get into it. I drove into town. After seeing Jack hiding his face with his hands in that horrible peekaboo pose, it was all I could do. It was a little after 3 a.m. The streets were empty. All the little shops that lined the sidewalk were dark. I drove around Main Street for several minutes in a loop without even realizing what I was doing. What the hell is going on? Paranoid delusions? That's what Dr. Thompson had called them. But I never hallucinated anything before. Just thought people were watching me. That the house was bugged, that my ex was stalking me. And I'd moved past that. The worst? The worst of it was years ago. I moved on, forward, gotten married, and started a new life. Besides, Jack had seen the man hiding his face in the photo. That was proof that I wasn't imagining it. I pulled over and parked outside of the bookstore. I made sure my doors were locked and then pulled out my phone. People hiding their face. I tapped into Google's. I tapped into the search bar, but that just brought up a bunch of silly stock images. People covering their face with their hands. Again, more stock images. People following me hiding their faces like whipping angels in Doctor Who. Bingo. Among all the hits for the Doctor Who wiki was a forum post dated a few months ago by a user named Purple Herald Girl 55. I keep seeing these people hiding their faces in their hand, sort of like a weeping angel in Doctor Who. I see them in random places, on the subway, at the store. It's so weird. Anyone else see this? Is this some sort of like advertisement or psychological experiment or something? There were a bunch of replies. Most of them weren't helpful. Just people commenting things like, wow, creepy, update please. But one stood up, a warning in all caps. Do not let them see your face. I stared at my phone, my heart sinking. They'd already seen my face. All of them. Did I mean? I scrolled down. There was one last post from Purple Haired Girl 55. I just got back from class and my roommate was doing it. I tried talking to her and everything, but she wouldn't say anything. She just stared at me with her fucking hands over her fucking face. What the hell is going on? And that was it. The last post from her. Not only on the thread, but sidewise. I swallowed. Whatever happened to her is going to happen to me. My heart pounded in my chest. That horrible familiar spiral of dread pulling me down into nothing. I tried to focus on my breath. Out, in, out. But the weight didn't stop. I was drowning. I couldn't. Tap, tap, tap. A soft tapping on the window. I looked up. Oh no. Standing right outside my window was a police officer. Behind me, in the rearview mirror, there was a police cruiser parked with the lights off. License and registration, came the muffled voice from the window. I leaned over and opened the glove compartment, pulled out the license and registration, breathed in and out, trying to swallow the dizzying panic building in my chest. You can have an attack right now. Jackie's still your emergency contact, and you call him if you're ill. Or worse, drop you off at home to get some rest. Normal, calm, breathing out. I turned to the window, rolled it down, and offered the documents. He didn't react. He can't be one of them. From this angle I couldn't see his face, but I could see his hands. They were hanging at his sides, not held up to his face. I'm okay. Just some officer asking why you parked on the road at 3 a.m., which is totally normal, totally valid question. But he still wasn't taking the documents either. Officer? He bent his head down. He didn't have a face. The side of his head just suddenly ended into an empty nothingness where his face should have been. Darkness, a void, a pit, the complete absence of anything.
Oh no.
I screamed. He grabbed the bottom of the window and shoved his head inside. I felt a horrible, invisible pull on my own face. Like 1,000 of little magnets were just underneath the surface of my skin, pulling at my entire face, sucking it into the void. I reached over and slammed the button to roll up the window. His fingers gripped the edge of the window, pushing it down with unhuman strength. The window made a horrible racketing whine as it tried to roll up, but couldn't. The man pushed further into the car, his lack of face inches from me. Heart pain bloomed across from my face as the pull grew stronger. I looked into that horrible darkness, the nothingness, and the red floated through my body. This is it. This is how I die. But then 7 words popped into my head. Do not let them see your face. I raised my shaking hands, slowly put them up my face, blocking my view from that horrible void. The pain seared across my skin, but I ignored it. I pushed my hands against my face. And just like that, the pain stopped. The silence filled the car, ringing in my ears. Seconds ticked by, and then I heard footsteps against the pavement. He was leaving. I waited until I heard the door of his cruiser slam. Only then did I take my hands away from my face. Then I jammed the starter button. The engine rolled to life. I slammed my foot on the accelerator. The car peeled out onto the road. I turned every which way, making sharp turns and taking back roads until I'd lost the police car. Then I was coasting down the highway, destination nowhere, trying to figure out what to do now. One thing was certain, I couldn't go home. I pictured Jack lying in our bed with that horrible emptiness instead of a face I loved. Who had stolen his face? Had one of the faceless come to him? Maybe Mrs. Rose rang the doorbell after I'd fallen asleep. Maybe he had answered it. And now, he was gone. And that's the end and the final part of the story.
Frustrating.
Yeah, you're frustrated.
Frustrating. Yes. Frustrating and slightly disappointing because she's saying then that she did do the pose. She did do the covering her face with her hands because she didn't want that faceless, which actually the idea of that is extremely scary. But she didn't want that faceless officer to see her face. So then does that mean that the other people who are doing the same are trying to hide their faces because they don't want the void or whatever to see their face? But then she snaps out of it though. So after she protects him from seeing her face, she's able to take her hands out.
And I thought too, after she
drive.
covered her face, that maybe that's how everybody got to that pose. Maybe they met with the void having
Right.
face people, or not the void not having face, should I say, and then trying to protect themselves, then they end up with the hands there. But then she was able to take her hands down. Like what I don't understand is, like, of all these people, nobody thought about covering their face.
and uncovering it after.
Because it doesn't seem like the people that have the faces covered are able to uncover them.
Uh-huh.
The story doesn't really go into that. It doesn't explain anything.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm upset. So then,
I feel like there should be a part four
yes,
to this.
she could have just closed the car door and then waited for Jack to see what would have happened then. Since apparently they can't take their hands off their face. I guess she was panicking and just booked it and all, but I don't understand how she was, because she said it was painful. It was painful, so she covered, and the second she covered her face, the pain went away. But then she's able to remove her hands, or the pain, like I'm
Yeah, and
confused.
then the thing just backed off
Yeah,
after she covered her face.
I don't know. I'm a little disappointed.
Does that mean that the people that have their hands up like that are people that faces got already stolen? So then they have their hands up to cover up the fact that they don't
They don't
have
have a
anything
face
there.
anymore. You know
Ah,
what I'm wondering too, though? What
wow.
if the only way for you to recover your face is to pass that curse on to somebody else?
That's what I was thinking too, because I was thinking the police officer, the faceless police officer, was trying to steal her face. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. As you said that, I heard a faint police car sound from your end.
Let me hide.
No, it's perfect because it was like the police officer, and then you hear like that the faintest, like, "Wah," like,
Yeah, but that's I really, it left me wishing for more.
yeah, I'm
Like
disappointed. I'm
should be
frustrated.
more. There should have been at least like explanations to why the people have their hands up like that. But the only logical thing I can think of is that their faces got stolen and now they're just covering up the void. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're just faceless and they just go around covering their face because they don't want to let people see it. Or
Yes,
it just turns you into a hand covering face person. I don't know.
and maybe the goal was to that the confusion will keep you guessing and keep you intrigued and scared. Really.
Ah, it looks like one of those horror movies that leave you hanging for part two. Like the obvious setup for the sequel.
I don't know if I'll watch a sequel considering the first one gave me problems. Only problems, no peace, no solution. You know? I'm good.
Alright, well, that's that. Now we are ready for your part of the story. So, which one is it gonna be?
Well, because I'm so generous, it's not one,
Mhm.
but two. Am I the asshole?
Well, we're going all out today.
Yes, baby.
Judgment, judgment. Let's do it.
Okay, I have one that is slightly longer than the other. Do you want the shorter one first or the longer one?
I want whichever one you think I'll be judging the most last. I can have time to judge it to the fullest. So it's up to you now.
Okay, I think knowing you, I think there's one that might get you a little more upset than the other.
Okay,
I
so that
think
one
so.
is last.
Okay. So the first
Alright.
one is, am I the asshole for calling out my sister for not making her wedding accessibility friendly for my family? Let's go. For context, I, 34
Mhm.
female, am a single mom to my daughter Mia, who's a 8-year-old female. Mia has been disabled since the day she was born and needs wheelchair assistance and constant care whenever she's awake. I absolutely love her to death, and it's only been us during this entire journey, so I'm definitely super protective of my little girl. I also have a sister, Cassidy, who's a 28-year-old female, who just called me about the logistics slash plan for her wedding in 6 months to her fiance Max, who's a 27-year-old male. She said the wedding was going to be at a beach near our city and it will completely be held in the sand. Basically, a 35-person ceremony right by the water, followed by a bonfire and barbecue also in the sand. She said she just wanted to let me know before she sent the official invite because of Mia. I truly have never been more shocked and disappointed in my sister. You would think she would at least check in with me before she reserved the beach space because Mia obviously can come, and now she's only telling me because it's set in stone and there's nothing she can change. I tried explaining how hurtful this is to Mia because Mia loves her auntie, but she'll be absolutely heartbroken not being able to attend the wedding. It's already so difficult raising a child with disabilities without a partner, but when even family is this inconsiderate and cruel, it's truly the worst feeling. Cassidy immediately started deflecting, saying her and Max checked to make sure the beach had sand friendly wheelchair for me to rent at $100 a day rate, and the audacity to ask your guests to be paying just to make it to the event, especially when she knows I cannot afford this. Then she said how she will not change the location because her and Max met on this very beach and it had been their dream ever since to get married there, and also they got engaged there. When I suggested she pay for the rental, she kept saying how her and Max already had to cut so much out of their budget and plans because they also can't afford much. Like, you're already paying for a whole wedding, but you can't afford a rental for your family to come? I was talking to some moms of children with disabilities, and they all agreed that it sounds like Cassidy doesn't even want Mia there and is using all of this as an excuse. And I'm thinking about just telling her that we won't be attending her wedding and supporting a person who's inconsiderate to our own family. So, am I the asshole?
Can you tell from my face? I couldn't wait for you to finish reading the story. I just couldn't wait. I just couldn't wait.
Hmm.
I am sorry. As much as I would like to just sympathize with her, and I totally understand the situation of her daughter, but Mia is not the one getting married.
I don't sympathize
The
whatsoever.
the marriage shouldn't revolve around Mia. And on top of that, they made sure that she will be able to rent the chair to go there.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the girl is only 8. Somebody could just carry her
Think. Oh.
to go to the venue. And then somebody else just takes the chair and then they get there and just sit her there. Like, why is all this drama
Thank
for
you.
no reason? Like I always keep saying, everybody keeps thinking they're the ass of the Pope.
I'm
You are not
seriously.
even the boob of the priest. I don't like what?
I am
No,
loving
no, no,
the
no, no.
um
Like,
yeah, I'm loving the comparisons.
I don't know which one is ahead. Ass or boob? Which one comes first? But anywho's like I don't even know what's this is BS. This
Right.
is BS. And the fact that she expects her to pay for it is even more. You know, she already did her. And first of all, she's getting married. Where she chooses is where it goes. I understand Mia is gonna be sad, but she can always come to the reception later if it's at
Mm,
a different place.
no, 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 no. So let me clarify something. When I
Hmm.
said I don't sympathize with this entitled mother because she said that she does not have. This is your sister, okay? It's your like. Let's say pretend between you have a lot of sisters. Pretend just
Hmm.
me and you, right? If I know that this location is so dear to me, I and I looked for a accommodation for you because it's not like there is none.
Hmm.
The real problem is that she doesn't want to pay the $110 a day for her daughters, and
And it's
that
just one day.
yes, the reason why I'm upset about this whole post is, as your sister, you should care for me as much as I care for you, right? You My wedding is only going to happen hopefully once in my life only, right?
Hmm.
And she already said it's only a 35-person wedding. So clearly you can tell it's not like a lavish wedding where they have all the decoration and they're spending a whole lot of money. And they picked a spot that was dear to them. Like they even got
Okay.
engaged there. So it's
They met
clearly.
there, they got engaged there, so they want to get married there.
Exactly. So it has a lot of
It has
emotional meaning.
meaning to them. Hmm.
Exactly. And then she made sure your daughter could come, her niece could come by checking that there is a send wheelchair friendly there's accommodations for her, cuz
Hmm.
shouldn't, like, as unfortunate as it is, you shouldn't punish your daughter because you're not happy with what your sister did, like,
Which her sister didn't do anything wrong.
she didn't do anything wrong.
I'm sorry. I think she did her best, you know, to make sure this the Mia can come. And
I'm going to be the
as
hassle for this.
I'm sorry, but she definitely.
It is.
Yeah, we're gonna be the asshole for calling her the asshole, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, and it's not the sister who's getting married. It's not her responsibility
It's
to.
not, but she did her best. And definitely this sister's being selfish.
She
Like
is.
she's being selfish. I understand she has a child with disability and it's hard. Like I
Mm-hmm.
totally get that. But at the same time, the sister tried. And she should also look at the side of her sister. It's her happy day. It's her
Yeah,
wedding day. She wants it at the beach, so it should be at the beach. And also me, I can't
it's not even
attend.
that big of a
Really,
deal.
right now we're just talking about entitlement, and she wants Mia to pay. Her sister to pay for the $110.
And
That's all this is.
that's
That
what
is
not.
all this
That is
is.
all it is. And keep in mind, the wedding is 6 months away. So she has 6 months to save
No,
a
I
hundred
didn't
and ten
even.
dollars
Didn't
for her daughter
even
to
think
attend the
about
wedding.
this part. You know what? I think we're done talking here. Just can you move on to the next one? Because
Okay. This
yeah,
one.
that extra information just send me. That just send me.
I lied. I think this second one is not going to get you as upset as the first one, but it might. There's some sanitary issues in this one, and it says,
Mhm.
"Am I the asshole for taking my dog into the grocery store for no more than 10 minutes?" I, female
Hmm.
33, am a proud owner of Peanut, my work shower terrier. I took Peanut to the dog park today and PetSmart. In the same complex is the grocery store I go to. It was a warmer day and I didn't want to leave Peanut in the car, so I leashed him up and took him in with me. I had planned on a quick trip, no more than 10 minutes, okay? I went to the produce department to grab some stuff. Produce. A guy probably in his 30s, not an employee, rudely told me that pets aren't allowed in grocery stores and asked why I had my dog with me. Before I could respond, he told me it was gross as fuck for me to have my dog in the produce section. And I explained it was hot out and I planned to be quick in the store. I apologized and said the most convenient thing for me was to come here with Peanut. He told me to fuck off and not to be a lazy pet owner. Then he stormed off. It was a bit of a scene. Feeling uncomfortable, I just left. I thought it'd be no big deal. Peanut didn't misbehave or have an accident, and I didn't think I was being an asshole. So, am I the asshole?
Um. Yeah. I don't know. I don't do well with things that comes with food and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But the dog didn't touch anything, right?
Yep. So, somebody commented, yes, you're the asshole. As someone who works in a grocery store, don't bring your fucking dog to a grocery store. And then they left it at that.
I mean, like, 'cause sometimes they do have like some people. I would see some people they would just tie their dogs outside,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then go in, like not leave it in the car, but just leave it at the door at the entrance, and then go in and out. But the fact that it's only 10 minutes doesn't matter because the dog could go crazy in 2 seconds,
Exactly.
right? The dog could like want to go smell the meat, like leak something. Like it is, that's, like it's not sanitary. Like I love dogs. Like we always had dogs, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not used to having dogs in like closed areas. Like that's just not in the culture to have like dogs indoors and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And I'm okay with it as long as there's like a designated space for the dog. Like everybody don't feel the same way about it. Like Muslims don't touch dogs and then go and pray. So it wouldn't make sense if it's a grocery store that everybody attend that the dog would be around and possibly touching and licking the food that people are gonna cook.
Yes, and the bigger
You know.
issue here, I think, is it's a health code violation. So if somebody were to take a picture of that and
Hmm.
of the dog in the store and send it to like I'm sure there's a health board for grocery store
Yeah.
specifically,
Then the grocery store would be in trouble for
they're
letting the
liable.
dog in.
Yeah, and
Yeah. It,
it's
it doesn't make
difficult.
I don't see it as a bad thing because I understand she said it was hot and all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't do it. Even if it's for 2 minutes. If you're not supposed to do it, don't do it. If you think you're gonna be in and out so quick,
Yeah,
just leave the dog at the door. Like have a leash with you. Like she had the dog for years now. It
bring
shouldn't be a new thing to her.
Yeah, I would say just tie the dog outside and bring it some water. Like go in the store real quick, grab some water and give it to the dog. Like I don't know if she carries a dog bowl in her car or
I don't think the
whatnot.
dog is there, so she just took the dog from PetSmart. Like over there, they make
Yeah.
sure they give the dog snacks, and there's always water for the dogs and stuff like that.
Well,
Anyways, it's just I don't think this story was even worth her wasting people's time on Reddit, honestly, because she's just entitled and she just want people to side with her because she knows a lot of
yeah,
people love animals and love dogs. Again,
and yeah,
another ass of the Pope. This one thing she's the left cheek
yeah.
of
She's
the
not
Pope's
quite
ass.
like there, but she's definitely around.
Yeah,
Around the area.
people,
But yeah, those are the
people,
two.
human beings in general. Eh?
Yeah, we
Mm-mm-mm.
like to think we're very special.
Sometimes I feel like sometimes now people complain about things that are not worth complaining.
It's called, there's a term for that actually now. It's called being critically online. It's still more about polarizing topics, and then some topics that are not polarizing but that people are trying to make an issue out of. If you're curious, just go on TikTok and look for chronically online. Just search for that
No,
and
I
you'll
don't
see.
even go on TikTok anymore because it's annoying. And I feel like these
Yeah,
days now, everybody is online listening to somebody's opinion that became popular and they automatically just absorb that
echo
as if it
chambers.
was their own. Like they never even thought about it. You never even thought about this topic in your life. You didn't
Yeah,
have this opinion, but now because you think you're woke and it's a woke thing to do now, everybody's woke about even woking up.
everything and
Like
anything.
everything is just too much. Like
Yeah.
even being too woke is a problem. It's
And not woke enough is a problem as well.
woken is problem.
You
Like
know what the solution is? I saw this guy say you
hmm,
cannot make everybody happy, but you can make everybody equally unhappy. So
hey,
keep that in mind.
that works. That's equality right there. If you go for everybody, then they
Yeah,
can't blame you for just, being mean
exactly.
to one person. I'm like, yeah, everybody can get it.
Everybody, it's free. Come catch these hands.
But no, that's like if we had to talk about this, we'll be here for a long time. So,
We would. I have
all right,
plenty of topics that I could bring to you, but I'm not
man.
going to do that.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you today. And thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Tune in again next week. Like always, we leave all the links in the show notes and in the description for those that are listening to us on YouTube. And let us know in the comments what you're thinking. And do you think these people are assholes? Are we the assholes? I mean, if you say anybody can get it, we can get it too. But be nice about
Exactly.
that. Right?
Everybody but us, as Just saying yes, but
Nah. Honestly, we can get it too, but just be nice about it. Okay, all right, that's it.
hurt me
Have a
gently.
good one.
Hurt us gently.
Bye. Toodaloo.
Bye. Thank you for joining.